Well, a search for answers is also underway in Brandon, Manitoba. A devastating fire there over the weekend left more than 150 people homeless and facing an uncertain future. The flames burned through 4 buildings in the city centre. Riley Lachuk has the latest from Brandon.
Well, I can tell you, Arthur, that firefighters are still working at dousing hot spots at these fires. As fires, they consumed 4 buildings in downtown Brandon, 3 businesses and an affordable housing complex. And at this point, we're really no closer to knowing what started these fires. We did pose that question to Brandon fire officials yesterday. They say a preliminary investigation into these fires is underway. However, we're no closer to finding out what actually caused this massive blaze. It all started around noon local time on Saturday when firefighters responded to a fire in a local business. The embers and the ash from that fire ended up lighting 3 other buildings, like I said, including this affordable housing complex on fire. And as a result, now about 150 people have been left homeless. A lot of them fled with nothing more than the clothes on their backs.
And when you're hearing stories like that, there's also stories of so many people lending a hand within the community. What can you tell us on that front?
Yeah, I can tell you that donations started to be collected here behind me at St. Matthew's Church yesterday, and they actually had to stop accepting donations after about an hour because so many people had stepped up, and that really just goes to show just how devastating this fire has been and how many people it's affected. I mean, it's affected not only just the people that were directly affected and that lost their homes, but I've been hearing a lot of stories of people who have stories they've either worked at some of these businesses or they know people that work at these businesses and that live in this building or the owners. So it really has touched the entire city and not just the people directly affected. And officials just opened up the church this morning to start sorting through these donations and to start distributing them a little bit later on today. And I can tell you that there's been a steady stream of volunteers already pouring into the church to help that start. And here is a clip of Father Don Bernhardt now. He is the leader of this church.
You can see with all the stuff we have here, we have a basement that is completely full as well. So it's been amazing, but at the same time, this is Brandon. And I sort of suspected this is exactly what would happen, is people would just respond. People here care about each other at a very deep level, and when there's a need, they just respond. You don't have to ask twice.
We're expecting the evacuees to come here and start, by the busload, start picking up some of these clothing and item donations to help start rebuilding some of what they lost.